Happy Sunday to everybody. We are live. We are live once again. I'm gonna take the light down a little bit on this side, I think it is. This side. It's on this side. Because I'm getting like white spots here, like washed out spots. I'm gonna take that down a little bit. A little bit more. No, I'm changing the color. Never mind. There we go. I think that's better. Let me try this side. Is that as far as it will go? That's as far as it will go. All right. We are good. Happy Sunday to everybody. Happy week before Independence Day if you are from the United States. We have Doodle, the Prince of Darkness, who's totally freaking out over here. He doesn't want to come up here, but that's okay. We have Tchöner Kitchen is in the room and early. Welcome, Tchöner Kitchen, Miguel Rangel, and Jared Tierno. We are all here. Awesome. Miguel, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you were the one that suggested that I get the Nishin everything bagel instant ramen. I believe that was you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I couldn't find it, and so I made my own. And that video, I don't think it's posted yet, but this weekend I was at Walmart, and I did actually find the Nishin one. So I'm going to film the Nishin one, and I'm going to put them both on the same day. Me doing one and the Nishin one, and we'll see which one is better. And so, like, I'm trying to pick Doodle up to put him up here. He doesn't want to come up here. He just wants to stay where he is, and he wants me to pet him. So either that or he wants a snack, and he's just demanding it. So who else snuck in? We have Adam Heb. We have Ice Hand. We have Jules. Hey, Julie. Let's see. I think that's it for now. And hi, Julie. And Doodle, of course. Doodle, come here. Say hi to everybody. Well, everybody's not here yet, but they will be soon. Doodle, the Prince of Darkness, everybody. Doodle, what do you want a snack? Huh? Is that what you were up here for? You want a snack? Yeah. It's weird because he can see himself on the he could see himself on the monitor because I can see myself on the monitor, but he never looks. I don't know if his eyesight's just not that great, or he's not really good with two-dimensional stuff. I don't know. All right, Doodle, I will give you a starter snack. So I'm going to give you a small piece as a starter because I know you'll be back for more, and I don't want you to fill up on snacks because you haven't eaten your food today, okay? So let's see. Let's just break off a little piece of this. Yeah, let's do that. And then I can have the rest. Janice is here. Now it's a party. Janice says hi, Doodle. Oh, you know what? I'm going to give you the whole thing. Here you go. And off he goes. Doodle, the Prince of Darkness, everybody. So did anybody else sneak in? Jared, did I mention you, Jared? Jared Tierno? I don't know if I mentioned you or not, but if I have not, welcome. Glad you could make it. Good to see you. We already have I always forget that it's like things are backwards. We already have 9 people in, and it's pretty early. So that's a lot better than we have been doing. I think over the past couple of live streams that we did, I think we've had a maximum of like 10 people at a time, and that's not a lot. So I'm just thinking, it's summer and people are off vacationing and kids are out of school and people are doing things. I'm assuming that's what it is. But if you guys are just getting tired and bored of it, just let me know. If you'd like to see me do something else, that's what the comments are for. You can leave comments on the live stream. I don't know if people knew that. I mean, I know you're leaving them in the live chat, but you can actually leave comments on the live stream itself, the recorded live stream. I don't know, can you do that while the live stream is going on? I'm not sure. But again, you can leave comments. So please do. Let me know what's working. Let me know what's not working. Let me know, hey, Val, would love to see you do this. Or, hey, Val, the thing that you did, never do that again. Let me know. Don't tell me what to do. Well, I'm telling you to tell me what to do. So there you go. Besides, it's like, you can't tell me what to do. You're not my, oh yeah, never mind. All right, so I've got some of my extra libations. My libations, I think, are alcohol. These are not necessarily alcohol. So I do still have, and I'm going to use my Abigail's Tea Room cup. So I still have some of that wonderful tea that was thrown overboard during the Boston Tea Party, that smoked tea that is amazing. Last time I did that, I put in a little bit of orange and some honey. This time I didn't have any orange, so I put some lemon and some honey. So it helps like when I'm talking for a long time, which I have a tendency to do even when I'm not on a live stream. And it just helps to kind of coat the throat with the lemon and the honey and the tea and everything. Oh, that's exceptional. That is so good. Julie, did you get some? So that, again, as a reminder, this was a gift from Julie, Father's Day gift, because when we went to the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum, we went to Abigail's Tea Room. And for, I think it's like $9 or something, they give you this mug and you can try all the teas. I think it's like 5 of them. And you can try all the teas that were thrown overboard during the Boston Tea Party, the actual Boston Tea Party back in the 1770s. So we looked at this was the last one we tried. Julie and I both tried this. Thought it was amazing. It smoked, and it just like has this amazing smell and this amazing flavor. Just loved it. But in the gift shop, it was like prohibitively expensive. But Julie managed to find it online, got it for me for a Father's Day gift, and it is just amazing. So Jules, I hope you will get some for yourself because it is really, really good. But you can give it a thumbs up during the live stream, so don't forget it. And don't you forget it. All right, let's see. Don't think you can leave comments on the live stream until it is finished. Oh, okay. Thanks, Janice. I didn't know because, you know, I'm in the middle of the live stream and I don't see any place to even actually leave comments. So you might be right. Let's see. Did you throw the bag out the window when you brewed it? No, I threw it in the bathtub. I threw it in the bathtub. And I have a stand-up shower, so, you know. Had an idea today. It's a fried bacon wrapped turducken, but each bird is fried in a different way and wrapped in a different bacon. Wow, that is pretty elaborate. And maybe it'd be fun if you didn't even use turkey, duck, and chicken. Be interesting if you used other birds as well. You know, like, I don't know, squab or something like that. That would be interesting. The thing about turducken is the best way to make it is to, I think they call it spatchcocking, which is basically you take all the bones out of the turkey or chicken or whatever you're going to cook. You take all the bones out of it, but you leave the bird intact, so it's kind of laying out flat. So it's like wings and legs and everything, but laying out flat and boneless. And that makes for a better turducken. But the thing that most people don't realize when they make turducken is they actually cook it somewhat before they roll it. And the reason is because, let's say you take a chicken and you put that inside a duck and you put that inside a turkey and then you put it in the oven to cook. Well, you can't be sure that the inside of that is going to cook. And so what you do is you kind of cook it a little bit before you roll it up so that you know that the inside is going to be cooked. Otherwise, you're going to have like partially cooked chicken and duck, which is not going to be pleasant to your innards. So I think that's what it is. But it sounds pretty elaborate. I don't know. Maybe there's other things besides bacon. Fried is pretty cool. Actually, so I was having a conversation in my day gig with some of the people that I work with. One of the guys, we were talking about chicken, like chicken wings, and I was saying how I like to oven roast my chicken wings, and I just put some oil and salt and pepper on it, and then whatever sauce I want on it afterwards. But I like to do my wings in the oven, and he said, yeah, I think you can crisp it up more by putting baking powder on it. And he said, I know somebody who always does his bacon in the oven, and he puts baking powder on it to crisp it up, the bacon. And then he came up with a suggestion. He goes, hey, why don't you make bacon-wrapped chicken wings and use the baking powder on it so that they get crispy and everything? And I thought that was a great idea. So we're going to film that soon, where I'm going to do bacon-wrapped chicken wings with baking powder on them to crisp them up. And we'll see what's up in that. So a lot of interesting. Just finished watching your Poke Song video with Blum Gum and Hobo. Did I do I don't even remember that, Stoner, that I did a video with Blum Gum and Hobo eating pork sung. I don't even remember that. But I think it was very old. It was in like Matt's backyard, if I'm not mistaken. Stoner? That's a long time ago. Mean Metal Mike is here. Hey, I've not seen you in a while. I'm sorry. You came in earlier. Which state was first to use slippery chipping? Let me try that in English. Which state was first to use slippery chicken dumplings? I don't know what slippery chicken dumplings are as opposed to just chicken dumplings. I'm going to say Oregon, and the only reason I'm going to say Oregon, that's the only reason I'm guessing, is because there was a place called Tad's in Oregon. It's been around forever, and they were famous for their chicken and dumplings. And unfortunately, they did not make it past COVID, and they are now out of business. But I did get a chance to go there while they were still open. So I'm just guessing. I have no idea, but I'm just guessing because they were famous for the chicken and dumplings. That's the only place I've ever heard of that's famous for the chicken and dumplings is in Oregon. So I'm going to say Oregon, Mean Metal Mike. Let's see, what else did I miss? Everybody saying hi. Seems like it'd take a long time, Adam. Yeah, it does, but it doesn't mean it's not worth it, Jules. Hey, John King is here. Welcome, John. Good to see you. Let's see. What are 3 ways to eat apple dumplings correctly? Well, I know one is with your mouth. Not sure what the other 2 are. What is the difference between an apple blossom versus apple dumplings? Well, an apple blossom grows on a tree, and apple dumplings grow in your oven. I think an oven? No, because dumplings are usually boiled, if I'm not mistaken. Some people call, what are they, like the pot stickers? They're steamed. I think they're steamed. I don't know if apple dumplings are steamed or you make them in the oven, or because I think sometimes apple dumplings are like, there's like pastry that people call apple dumplings. I don't know. There's just so many different angles and weird things about that. I have to come up with some way to actually make apple dumplings. I'm gonna have to look it up and see exactly what apple dumplings are. So there we go. 5 years ago. Yeah, that sounds about right, Stoner. I don't recall that, but I think it was in Matt's backyard we did that, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Delaware? Oh, Janice is guessing. She's probably right. Delaware during the yes, she is right. Using a slippery style dough, throwing in potatoes, celery, chicken rolled up, then browned in a pan, then made into a soup. It's a Dutch recipe. Delaware. So Janice got it right as usual. Carl dumplings. That would work. Carl empanadas. How about that? Haley is obsessed with dumplings, which we nicknamed dumps. Yeah, but if I remember correctly, even like when I was up there visiting, that she would go through an entire bag of the pot stickers. So I'm not surprised. The Amish way is the best. Yeah, except for they can't watch this because they're not in the modern world. So that part of the Amish world, maybe a minute. Soup dumplings. I think that's the one that they had in the place at Tad's in Oregon. I think there were soup dumplings, but they were these big, like round things. It was almost like matzo balls. They were almost like matzo balls, but definitely dumplings because it's definitely like that dough. I think M85. I don't see where everyone's saying hi M85, but I don't see where M85. Oh, there's M85. Went to a Chinese restaurant centered around dumplings. Not a big fan. Well, there's so many different kinds of dumplings, M85, that I'm sure you can find something that will appeal to you that are not necessarily Chinese dumplings. And by the way, M85, forgive me if I don't recall you being in the live stream before. I just don't recognize your name. So if this is your first time, what brings you to our live stream? How did you find out about us? And where are you from? I don't need street address, but closest metropolitan cities, close enough for me. Okay, how about maggot dumplings? Back on the maggots again. That would work, I suppose. So you would put the dumplings in the dough and then steam them, and they'd be cooked, but they'd still be like squishy and everything. No, that might work. I think if I was adept at making dumplings, I might eagerly try that. Again, John, when we've done stuff with maggots in the past, we haven't required a lot of maggots. And I guess I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it's like a little envelope like this of maggots was like something like $20. So to get enough to stuff a dumpling is going to be expensive. So it might be cost prohibitive, but I'm not going to say no. But can't wait for the day to get to visit Plymouth Rock. I have to prepare myself emotionally. I might cry. Well, we have something very special for you, Stoner Kitchen, because Julie and I, when we were in Massachusetts, we made a pilgrimage to Plymouth Rock to show you the amazing, astounding, life-changing experience that it is. And so it was kind of a road trip, and we stopped at a bunch of different places on the way down there. So hopefully I will get that edited. There's a lot to edit because we stopped at like 5 or 6 different places on the way down there. But we are going to bring that to you soon, and you are going to be able to experience the majesty and the joy of visiting Plymouth Rock for the first time. So hopefully we'll have that done for you soon, and you'll be able to check that out. Make ham balls for a video. Now, Mean Metal Mike, is there a reference? Like, to me, ham ball sounds like something that would be like it from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm not sure the reference. I don't know if that's like a thing. I'm guessing maybe they're like the potato balls that they have at Porto's here in Southern California. I don't know. So what is the, like, where are you finding these ham balls? Is there some sort of, recipe? Is there some sort of cultural thing? Is there some sort of, TV or movie or something where somebody makes ham balls? What is the reference, Mean Metal Mike? And if you can find the reference and everything, then please put it in the suggestion box. So again, everybody's coming up with some great suggestions. Put them in the suggestion box so that we see them. Now, if you don't know what a suggestion box is, if you go to our main YouTube page and you go to the community page and you scroll down, there's a posting that says suggestion box. And in the suggestion box, just leave it as a comment what it is. And if we take a look at it and it's doable, we will do it. So please put that in there. Last stream, I mentioned Jell-O salad. Did you put that in the suggestion box, Mike? Because if you didn't, we would have forgotten about it, and I apologize. Another Union Army meal from the Civil War is called 5 Alarms 2, which is basically salted pork boiled and mixed with hardtack and cayenne pepper. Once it's recooked, it probably tastes okay. I don't know. Salted pork, boiled salted pork, mixed with hardtack and cayenne pepper, probably tastes like a spicy New England boiled dinner, I'm guessing. Supposedly during the original Thanksgiving, I heard it wasn't turkey. I think it was either pheasant or rabbit or deer meat or chicken. No, what it probably wasn't. It was chicken. Because again, remember, they were eating things that were native. I think they might have brought pigs with them from Europe, but they were essentially subsisting on things that were native. So they probably did have deer. They had a lot of fish, maybe some seafood, probably pheasant, probably rabbit, but probably turkey, because turkey was native as well. As a matter of fact, I think it was Benjamin Franklin, when they were trying to decide what the symbol of America was going to be, and it ended up being the eagle, the bald eagle. Benjamin Franklin wanted to use the turkey because of the turkey having having sustained the Pilgrims during the first few years of the English settlement in the U.S. So I think that they probably were actually eating turkey. I'm sure the Native Americans were eating turkey. They were eating all kinds of stuff. The ham ball sounds like something you could call somebody after they do something yellow. You ham ball? It was actually an Italian sub on Piantadosi rolls. I mean, a ham ball? Jules, which one are you talking about? It was actually an Italian sub on Piantadosi rolls. Well, what was the ham ball? Or are we talking about something else? Ham balls are a Pennsylvania dish, basically ground ham rolled into a ball like meatballs. Oh, okay, so they're ham meatballs. Not pork meatballs, not like ground pork, ground specifically ham, right? That's interesting. Are they made the same way as meatballs? The meatballs are typically in tomato sauce. Are the ham balls in tomato sauce? If you have any information on that, Mike, then put it in the suggestion box and then put whatever reference that you have as well. I want an Italian sub, Jules. So Jared, I don't know if you saw or not. So Julie and I on, I think it was the Portland, Maine episode. So we did a Portland, Maine road trip. And when Julie and I did our Portland, Maine road trip, we went to Amato's. And Amato's is the place that invented the Italian sub. This is back in, I want to say 1905. I could be wrong. It's possible. But Amato's is a sub shop. Well, actually, it started out as a cart. He was, I think it was Giuseppe Amato, was selling these sandwiches out of a cart. And they were essentially Italian subs. Now, they were called Italian subs. They weren't what we think today of being Italian subs. They were called Italian subs because he was from Italy. And so he just called them Italian sub or Italian sandwiches. And so if you go to Amato's today, which is still open, go to Amato's today, you can get the original, which is actually ham and cheese, or you can get the classic, which is what we know today as being the Italian sub. So Amato's is still the Italian sub that all Italian subs are measured against. So there we go. But again, that was an episode. Let's see if I can find that. Portland, Maine. Hi, Doodle. Why am I not finding Portland, Maine? I know we did that as a road trip. Ah, there we go. Okay. So let me entertain you. Here is the link for the Portland, Maine road trip. And so watch that at your leisure. That's a little bit longer one. But that one, we go to the inventor, the home of the Italian sub. So there you go. Let's see. Have people call me that? Oh, LOL, good. Chicken cutlet sandwich. Chicken cutlet sandwich is good. What's the difference between a grinder and a hoagie and a sub? Where you live is basically the difference, is where you live. Now, I say that, however, there's regional differences. Like if you're in Boston, it's called a sub, which is short for submarine sandwich. It's called a sub. But you can also get a grinder, and typically in Massachusetts, and I say this because from experience growing up in Massachusetts, that a grinder is put in the oven, and it's usually not like in the oven itself. It's usually one of those conveyor belt things like that they make a Greek pizza on, a little conveyor belt thing. So they'll take your sandwich, they take your sub, and they'll put it on that conveyor belt, and when it comes out, you have your toasted sandwich, which usually people in Boston, I don't know about New England, but certainly in the Boston area, call a grinder. Although in some other places in the country, they call a sub sandwich a grinder. It's just a sub sandwich. It's just called a grinder. Now, I will also tell you, he says while he's sipping his delicious tea, that in other parts of the country, they say, "Oh, we have the best Italian sub. This is an authentic Italian sub." And I eat it, and I go, or I go to eat it, and I go, "Why is there lettuce in here?" There's lettuce in this sandwich. It is not an authentic Italian sub because an Italian sub, the Italian sub, does not have lettuce in it. So that's the first tell somebody's making an authentic Italian sub, is whether or not it has lettuce in it. So like people out here in Southern California, they say, "Oh, like Bay City's Deli," which is in, I want to say, Santa Monica, California, that they have the best Italian sub. I'm like, no, they don't have the best Italian sub because they put lettuce in it. And they said, well, then what's the best Italian sub in the LA area? And I say, Santoro's in Burbank. And they say, well, why Santoro's? And I said, because they're from Boston and they know how to make a proper Italian sub properly. As a matter of fact, if you go in there and you say, hey, can you put some lettuce on that? They go, no, we don't have lettuce. So that's how you know you're in a place that's making a legit Italian sub. You can't get lettuce on it. I'm about to eat some homemade tamales. That sounds good. I wish you could share a picture with us. Maybe, is there any way you can share a picture with us? Because homemade tamales, that sounds pretty good. Sometimes they call them torpedo sandwiches. I think the torpedo sandwiches are on that boule bread, the bread that kind of tapers like that, I think. But, you never know. In like other parts of the country, they just call a bunch of different things. Hi, Doodle, do you want to come up here? Do you want to come up here? Do you want to say hi to everybody? Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. He is back. Did you want another snack? Because we have to pace you on that, okay? You just had a snack like 15 minutes ago. We cannot give you another snack, okay? So we're going to have to pace you. But you're welcome to stay as long as you'd like, okay? Do you smell my tea? Is that what you smell? Because that smells wonderful, doesn't it? That nice smoky smell? Yeah, exactly. All right, so we might as well get into it. We were busy talking, and so now it's almost 1:30. We're almost a half an hour in, and I haven't even started yet. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. So we're going to do trivia, but I'm going to ask trivia that relates to the product that we're about to, I was going to say enjoy, but we might not enjoy it at all. But about the product that we're about to consume, we're going to do a trivia question about the product or where it's from, or what it's made out of, or who created it or something like that. So we'll do trivia for each product. Something that's product specific. And although we'll try something different. And again, you guys leave me comments so that I know. you say, Val, the time you did this, that didn't work so well, but really like when you did this, or do this more often, or like we don't really care about the trivia, so just forget it doing it. Let me know. I can't know how I'm doing unless you guys leave a comment. I'm gonna adjust this just a little bit, only because my head is way up there, and that's okay. But at least this way, you can see more food and more doodle. I do this right. Let's see. Here we go. I think that's good. That's better? Better? Or is that the same? I don't know. I can't even tell. Val, would you eat the most menudo or caldo? I mean, it depends, right? I mean, I love them both. They're both really, really good. When I was in Colombia, I ate a lot of caldo. It was caldo de castilla. Was it? Costilla, which is like a rib soup. They use beef ribs and they cook it till the meat just falls off the big bones, and that's a thing you have for breakfast. But I guess menudo is something that you typically have for breakfast too. And that I really love them both. So it really depends on what I'm in the mood for and where I am. If I'm in a Colombian restaurant, the chances of getting menudo are slim to none. If I'm in a Mexican restaurant, So I don't know. It varies, John. Let's see. My favorite way to eat tamales is to put them on the comal to crisp up some of the masa, topped with tomatillo salsa, and topped with cotija cheese. That sounds really good, Stoner. That sounds really, really good. All right. So, Doodle, I'm going to have to move you, so we're going to get started, okay? All right. But you're welcome to stay. You're welcome to stay here. Here. Let's put you right here, and then you can stay. So we're going to start with our adult beverage. So you move that over so you guys can see that somewhere. There, I guess. There we go. And so this is from Enegren. I think it's Enegren is how you pronounce it. Enegren Brewing Company. And this is Tchöner Tag. And Tchöner Tag is German for beautiful day. This is beautiful day. And this is hefeweizen. And hefeweizen, this hefeweizen is 5% ABV, which is about standard for a beer. So it's not high, it's not low, it's about average. So the Enegren Brewing Company was established in 2010 by Chris and Matt Enegren, that's their name, and Joe Nacienzi in Moore Park, California. And they basically established the brewery to specialize in German beers and German flavored beers. And so this is one of them that we're going to enjoy. And it's about, the breweries are like 14 years old. I don't know how old this particular product is. So here's our trivia question. So again, this is the hefeweizen. So the trivia question is, what is the English translation of the German hefeweizen? All right. What is the German translation? Doodle, I got to move you here so you can stay here if you want, but I got to be able to open the can and stuff, and I can't with you sitting on my lap, okay? All right. So we're going to give this a shot. We gave Richard Simmons the day off because both of our beverages are in cans. I don't like pouring cans. And Julie's here so she can rate my pour. I don't like pouring from cans typically because they end up dribbling down the side of the can. It's kind of translucent. It's not opaque, but it's also, you can't see through it either. We've got a lot of bubble action happening here. It is the Prince of Dogness himself. That was not my best. Too much foam, Jules. I don't know how to get past that. As a matter of fact, too much foam. I don't want to drink foam. I don't know how to get past that. Like, I know this is silly, and I'm going to try to. Janice, you retracted a message? Were you using naughty talk? Were you using naughty language, Janice? And I'm just doing this because I just don't feel like waiting. Or just getting a mouthful of foam and no beer. And eventually that settles into beer. So it's not going to go to waste. We're almost there. Almost there. Or at least close enough. I see tiny valve. You should see two tiny valves, but you can't because, let's see if we can move this a little bit without destroying everything. I doubt I can. There's the other There's the other tiny valve right there. So 2 tiny valves. Rub your nose, forehead, swirl of foam, or Doodle's nose. That would be mean to Doodle. All right, here we go. Cheers. Ooh, it smells nice. It's almost sweet. It's almost sweet and fruity. It's kind of weird. It doesn't have that alcohol bite to it. It's not like overly bitter. There's just amount of sweetness, almost like a citrus in there. I don't know. Maybe like they're using a citrus hops or something. They don't usually put ingredients on beer, but wow. That's really unusual. It's light. It's sweet. Slightly fruity, not very bitter at all, and not much of an alcohol bite. That's really nice. That's going to be a thumbs up. This would go well with like like a salad or like a fruit pie. This would go well with a fruit pie. It's really nice. That's a thumbs up. Or I'm sorry, that's a thumbs up. Gotta keep the thumb employed, right? All right, so let's go back to our trivia question. Our question was, what is the English translation of the German hefeweizen? And the guesses were, Miguel Rangel said wheat beer. Janice said yeast wheat. Let's see. Now look at the only guesses. It's wheat. Yeah, wheat beer or yeast wheat. Either one of those. You're both correct. So next time you see on a menu that somebody has a hefeweizen beer, you know that it's a wheat beer. There we go. Now, did I miss anything here? Let's see. Skin oil knocks down the foam. Does it really? Like if I stuck my finger in there, the foam would dissipate? Is that true, Julie, or are you lying to me? Sound weird, but it works. Oh, okay. Where is it from? It is from Enegren Brewery, which is in where? Moore Park, California. So it is not a German beer per se, but it is a German beer. It's a domestic German beer, if that makes any sense whatsoever. That would go well with schnitzel. It would go well with schnitzel. You're absolutely correct, Stoner. I'm having a hard Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Yeah, I've not found a hard Mountain Dew yet. I would like to find that. The only thing I know of that you could even call a hard Mountain Dew is, I think, at Red Lobster, if they're not completely closed now, Red Lobster used to do a Mountain Dew margarita. And I don't know if they still are or not, but that's the only thing. I know that they have the hard Mountain Dew in cans, but I have not found it anywhere. So, not even Total Wine, which is usually like very, very well stocked. They don't have it. No, for real. Okay. Well, actually, it's already gone down. But next time I will definitely try that, Jules. All righty. So let's go into our first snack. Let's see. Let's put that aside there so we can put some stuff up here. I'm just going to randomly grab. Today's grab bag is sponsored by Trader Joe's in New Hampshire, where you get more for your dollar. Or not. All right, here we go. So these are Quaker rice chips. Now, I don't know if you guys have had these before. They're not rice cakes. They're not even the mini rice cakes. They're rice chips. So basically, they're sort of like tortilla chips, except instead of made with corn, they're made with rice. And there's a bunch of different flavors, but this one sounded the most interesting, and this was a tangy barbecue. Now, let's see. Hang on a second here. I have Quaker here somewhere. Yeah. So Quaker was originally founded in Ravenna, Ohio by Henry Parsons Crowell, and it was originally founded as Quaker Mill Company back in 1877. And then shortly after that, they renamed it to Quaker Oats, and now it's just Quaker. So here's the trivia question. The trivia question is, the Quaker Oats man, this guy, I'll give you a close-up on him, right? This guy here. The Quaker Oats man is patterned after an actual person. Who is it? Who is the actual person that the Quaker man is patterned after? Hey, Pudding Powder is here. Pudding Powder? How about Pudding Power? Pudding Power is here. Good to see you. Welcome, Pudding. Good to see you here. Glad you can make it. Welcome. All right. So again, these are Quaker rice chips, and they are popped, never fried, and they are made with rice. And so they look like they're going to look like tortilla chips, but made with rice instead. Those are some good guesses. I'll give you a clue. He was a Quaker. Wow, they have a really nice smell. They smell like barbecue sauce. They look like tortilla chips. Crunchy, which is really nice. Which is surprising because they're not fried. It's a really interesting flavor because based on the shape and size and texture, you're expecting these to, you're expecting to get that corn taste, and it doesn't have it. It does have that barbecue sauce flavor. I think it has more of the barbecue sauce smell than the flavor. So you got your smoke in there. You got your tastes like molasses. Not that tanginess. But in a format that is really unusual texture. Now, I don't know how good these are for you. They're popped, so they're not fried. They're made with rice. Let's see how many calories. 120 per serving, 320 for the whole bag. So if we sit here and eat the whole bag, it's 320 calories. I'm going to go ahead and give those a thumbs up. Those are really good. I think maybe some of the other flavors might be a little bit bland, so you might have that kind of rice cake flavor. You don't have the rice cake texture, and that barbecue flavor is just really, really nice. Oh, there's a spiciness that comes in afterwards. You don't get it right off the bat, and afterwards you get that spiciness that comes in there. That's really good. That's exceptional. Those are really, really good. So, 14 whole grams. Whole grams of what? Whole grains. 14 grams of whole grains per serving. Okay. All right. So now the question was, Quaker was founded. The Quaker Oastman is patterned after an actual person. Who is it? So let's look at the guesses. Stoner Kitchen said George Washington. Ice Hand said Ben Franklin. Julie said Steve, or maybe it's Benji. Janice Yamanaka said William Penn. Miguel Rangel said Robert Edward Lee. Those look like the only guesses. Janice Yamanaka is correct. Of course, it is William Penn. And it's funny because for the during the early years of the company, they kind of denied that. But then it was in I think 1909, the company identified the Quaker man as William Penn in advertising dating back to 1909. So by 1909, they admitted that it was supposed to be William Penn. Now, if any of you don't know who William Penn is, you're familiar with the state of Pennsylvania. It's named after William Penn. So William Penn, he landed his ship somewhere near what is now Philadelphia. I think they have a place called Penn's Landing in Philadelphia. And so William Penn was one of the founders of Pennsylvania. So that's why. Penn, Pennsylvania. Get it? William Penn, the dude who dated Madonna. Was there a guy named William Penn who dated Madonna? I didn't think Madonna was that old. Well, that changed when I found out you could buy half-popped popcorn kernels. What? That's odd. I like to make my own popcorn. I just do it on the stove. I like to make my own popcorn. That way I can put whatever I want in it. Usually, a combination sometimes of different things. I'll put, what is it? I will put black pepper. I will put hatch pepper flakes. I will put grated cheese, soy sauce, and garlic salt. And sometimes I put all of them in, and sometimes I put some of them in. It depends on how I feel. But I would just like to make my own popcorn. It's just so good. It's so good. Here's a trivia question for you guys. What makes popcorn pop? What makes popcorn pop? The Quaker man's nickname is Larry? Seriously? His nickname is Larry. His name is William Penn, but his nickname is Larry. That's funny. You're killing me, Janice. That's a joke because Larry. If Larry, I don't know Larry's last name, and those of you who are not from Southern California probably don't understand this, so I'll explain it afterwards. There's a mattress company called Sit and Sleep, and the owner's name is Larry, and I can't remember Larry's last name. And so the TV commercials and the radio commercials, there's this fictional accountant named Irwin, and Larry's always giving stuff away or giving stuff at a big discount and everything, and it drives Irwin nuts because Irwin thinks the company's going to go out of business if Larry keeps giving everybody these discounts. And at the end of every commercial, he goes, "You're killing me, Larry!" And so the thing is, if Irwin ever turns up dead, the prime suspect is going to be Larry. Drop water in the corn that turns to steam to pop it. You are absolutely correct, Ice Hand. Nickname is Larry. Wonder who his dad is. That's both funny and not funny at the same time, Jules. Pop, not pooped. Well, corn is, there was a comedian, I can't remember who it was, and it says, "Why is there always corn in your poop? Even if you haven't eaten corn. Water turns into steam, which explodes the kernel." Exactly. You guys are right. You guys are right on. All right. First snack. Let's go into the second snack. How are we doing on time? We got an hour and 15 minutes left. We have Doodle begging for another snack. Let's give him another snack. He's a good boy. We'll give him a small snack. Small snack, Doodle. Small snack, okay? A little piece. Little piece. That smells like smoke too. Meerkat dude. Was he doing the meerkat thing? I didn't see. He's famous for his meerkat thing. Sean Penn, William Penn. What's the difference? I wonder if Sean Penn is related to William Penn. Anybody have time to look that up? Doodle, I'm sorry. This one's just not falling apart right. There's like a tendon or something running through the middle of it. Yeah, look at that. That tendon running through the middle of that. Let me get rid of that so you don't choke on that. There you go. He's happy. I'm happy. We're all happy. Bye, Doodle. Stop by anytime. We'll be here most Sundays between 1 and 3 p.m. Kind of nasty. All righty. Time for the next snack. Madonna has it's hard to tell, Stoner, because that little heart. How do we get rid of that? How do I get rid of that little thing that's floating over my live chat? We can't see anything underneath it. You never know with Madonna. That's true. All right, let's grab another snack. I got some spicy stuff. I got some non-spicy stuff. Let's start with our mild stuff and work into spicy. How's that? All right. So we have our first. Here's what I'm gonna do. I have, I think, 3 things from Trader Joe's. We're just gonna whip those out. We're just gonna go Trader Joe's 3 in a row. So this is our first item from Trader Joe's. And this is oven-dried red and yellow bell pepper crisps. Now, I suppose you could cook with these. I suppose you can use them as like a topping on salad and everything. We're going to snack on them. So we're going to snack on these. They're oven-dried red and yellow bell pepper crisps, and these are a product of Turkey. So the other Trader Joe's products that we're going to try are products of the U.S. This is a product of Turkey. So again, a little bit of rehash of history of Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's was founded in Pasadena, California in 1967 by Joe Columb, and the Pasadena store is actually still there. So the original store that opened in 1967 is still open and still there. It's on Arroyo Parkway. If you're in the Pasadena area, you should stop in and see it. It might not look like it did in 1967, but like I said, it's still there and still going strong. And there, if there's not a Trader Joe's near you, there will be soon because they're opening up in a bunch of different states. There's 40-something states that Trader Joe's is now in. So it was founded by Joe Columb, who has since died, but it was sold to the founder of Aldi, Theo Albrecht, in 1979. So since 1979, it's been part of the Aldi family, which is a little bit odd, but you know, it is what it is. So here's our trivia question. Our trivia question: what famous restaurant and bar did Trader Joe's name parody? Again, what famous restaurant and bar did Trader Joe's name parody? All right, let me go look back here. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. And guys, keep me honest. If somebody asked a question or somebody stated something that required a response from me, please let me know. I don't want to miss it. Dad, did I get you the popcorn from Pelham? The popcorn from Pelham. I don't know, but it doesn't sound familiar, Jules. The male line died out in the 1860s for Thomas and Richard. Other than that, for William Jr., thus no pen is actually related to William Penn. Oh, I thought the pen was mightier than the sword. No? Nobody? No. Okay. There are no living pens related to William Penn. Penn is probably a pen name. A nom de plume. That's funny, Jules. Do you guys have Aldi's? Yeah, there's Aldi's everywhere. Well, I'm going to let you, Stoner, I'm going to let you ask the chat if they have an Aldi's. Because I'm not sure how popular Aldi's is in the United States, like how widespread it is in the United States. Here in Southern California, there's Aldi's all over Southern California, so we do have it. Crazy that Aldi came up as I was typing. Oh, that is crazy. Marguerite. Oh, okay. You guys are guessing. All right, that's fine. All right, so let's try these. And these are, I'm going to say these are healthy because 90 calories per serving, and the serving size is one bag. So this whole bag is 90 calories. And the only ingredients are red bell peppers, and yellow bell red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, and sea salt. That's it. So the sodium is high because salt is the second ingredient and second and only ingredient. So the salt level, the sodium level is a little bit on the high side. But let's give this a shot and see. There are two Aldi's near you. No smell, and that's the red pepper. This is going to be really crunchy, probably loud. I'm not sure if this is the red or the yellow, he says sarcastically. Dried using an innovative two-step oven drying process, Trader Joe's bell pepper crisps deliver an intensely flavored snack which contains no oil or other ingredients apart from sea salt. It's funny because bell pepper is usually really sweet. Now there's a sweetness here, but there's also like a bitterness to this. You don't really get the full pepper flavor until you've been chewing it for a while, and then that pepper flavor really kicks in. But not like you're eating a fresh red pepper. I mean, bell pepper. It doesn't have that fresh bell pepper taste. It reminds me of something else. Oh, you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of those dried, the dried Thai chilies, the chilies they use for or the Szechuan chilies that they use for Szechuan peppers. That same texture, the same dry texture of that. Those are good, but it's going to get a thumbs up trending downward. And the reason is because it loses that natural sweetness that bell peppers have. I mean, there's some sweetness to it, but you lose a lot of that sweetness in that form. I like the crunchiness of it and everything. Unfortunately, the skin of the pepper kind of breaks down and it gets stuck in your teeth. Like I can feel where it's stuck like all through my teeth right now. And so that's a little bit of a negative too. Flavor-wise, really good. Like I said, I miss that sweetness that really comes from eating a fresh red bell pepper, or red. That's fine. And the thing about the skin stuck in your teeth is not a crazy thing. So that's why it's going to be a thumbs up, but trending downward. All right. Yes, I am eating rocks, Janice. Claudia was out earlier. She might be home right now, but she hasn't come into the room going, "What are you eating, rocks?" So maybe not. So what exactly is Aldi's? We're getting one here. They bought one of the 99 locations that closed. Well, Stoner, Aldi's is I want to say it's kind of a discount food chain. They have a lot of they have their own brand name. I think like for snacks, they call it Clancy's. So Clancy's is one of the Aldi's brand name, but it's just kind of like a low cost, basic kind of food thing. We did a couple of episodes. I think we did a couple of live streams, one or two live streams where we actually got everything from Aldi's. We didn't actually show you an Aldi. We didn't actually go into one. We didn't show you us going into one, but all the products that we got were from Aldi. Let's see if I can find it. Hang on a second. That was a live stream. Let's see. I see where we reviewed Clancy's All Dressed. Aldi All Night live stream. And it was not an all night live stream. We just called it that. So, 1 second. I don't know if this gives you a good idea, but that is a link to our live. Don't watch that now because it's 2 hours long. But that is our live stream from Aldi. If you do a search on Aldi, I'm sure you can see what they're like and everything. Again, they have fresh produce. They have meats and cheeses, stuff like that. They're not huge. They're not huge stores, but they are decently priced, and they do have some unique stuff. So definitely check it out. That's Aldi. Like store with unique finds. Now the problem is, if you're gonna go to if I was gonna go to Aldi to get stuff for the show, I would not go within 6 months because the unique products don't change that frequently. And so if I go, then I wait another 6 months, then I go again later. Then I'm likely to find some different stuff. But other than that, you kind of run out of the unusual stuff. Now I know, Janice, you go to Aldi a lot. I think you've done a lot of Aldi reviews, have you not, Janice? You do get the quarterback when you bring the cart back to the cart corral next to the store, which is really funny, Janice, because there was a video of Tucker Carlson was in Moscow. And when he was in Moscow, he was in the grocery store, and they had those carts that you put a quarter in to get the cart out, but then you get the quarter back at the end of it and everything. And he goes, I don't know why we don't have these in the United States. And it's like, dude, we do have them in the United States. Go to an Aldi's. But maybe he probably doesn't shop at Aldi's. All right, so let's do another snack. And I said again, let me answer the trivia question. The question was, what famous restaurant and bar did Trader Joe's name parody? Let's see. Julie said Margaritaville. Janice said Trader Vic's. That looks like the only two guesses, and it was in fact Trader Vic's. So, although to be fair, Trader Joe's is a grocery store, and Trader Vic's is a restaurant and bar. And if you want to know what Trader Vic's is like, on Reckless Eating, I think it was on a San Francisco road trip. I'm not sure if Matt did those as separate episodes or did them all together, but we went to Trader Vic's, which is in Emeryville, California. It's in the Bay Area. Trader Vic's is supposedly the place where the Mai Tai was invented. And so on the Reckless Eating episode, and we were with Matt and Chris. It was me, Matt, and Chris, and I was filming that, and both Matt and Chris got a Mai Tai at the place where supposedly the Mai Tai was invented. And Chris finished his in about 3 or 4 seconds. So yeah, check it out. It's out there on Reckless Eating. Again, I'm not sure if that was a separate episode when we went to Trader Vic's or that was as part of a bunch of other things, but there we go. Yes, go to Aldi all the time. I do a lot of reviews of snacks in there. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was perfect. Werewolves of London. Our claim to fame is the Tequila Sunrise. Our claim to fame? Which hour, though, Stoner? When you say our claim to fame. All right, let's do another Trader Joe's. Let's see. How many Trader Joe's things I got here? I have 3. Where is another one? Yeah, let's do this one next. That looks good. So this is Trader Joe's dark chocolate pineapple, flavored with other natural flavored sticks, soft and chewy center, dipped in dark chocolate. All right. So our trivia question. Let's see. All right. I guess this is more based on the last one. Where did peppers originate? Because we did the bell peppers, so I was supposed to ask the bell pepper question when we did the bell peppers, but that's okay. It's okay. This will get stuck in. It's Trader Joe's one, anyways. Where did peppers originate? All right. So now this says flavored with other natural flavors, and I am curious. So let's see. Dark chocolate. All right. So that's what they say. Natural vanilla flavor. That's interesting because they don't mention vanilla flavor, but it's interesting that they have vanilla flavor. Because I'm thinking chocolate, vanilla, and pineapple. I guess, if you're having an ice cream sundae, you might have those three flavors on there. Tapioca syrup, sugar, water, dextrose, fruit pectin, natural flavors. It doesn't say what those natural flavors are. Citric acid, because there's citric acid in everything. Turmeric, that's interesting. Turmeric oleoresin for color. I guess it's for that yellow color. Contains milk, soy, may contain eggs. May contain eggs. Like if a chicken came by and laid an egg on it while they were making it. They do sound awesome, Jules. Let's see if they taste awesome. The tequila sunrise was first made here. Yeah, first made where, though, Stoner? Are you talking about where was the tequila sunrise first made? Okay, those are guesses. All right, there we go. All right. They say sticks, not like the band Sticks and not like the river Styx. Sticks, like Palos. Like the stick that you get hit over the head with. Smells like chocolate. All right. Not sure why they call them sticks, because when you think of sticks, you think they're going to be crunchy like a pretzel stick. They're not crunchy at all. They have because it's the fruit pectin in it. It has almost the texture of a gummy bear, but not as chewy as a gummy bear. So it's more like jelly than it's like a cross between jelly and a gummy bear. It's not as liquid as jelly, and it's not as firm as a gummy bear. It's somewhere in between. Right now, I'm just getting the chocolate. Let's see. I'm gonna cut one of these in half lengthwise because I want to see, does it look like pineapple? I didn't bring in a cutting board. I didn't bring in a plate. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. Well, that doesn't look like pineapple. No, it tastes like pineapple. It doesn't look like pineapple. It's really unusual. The chocolate dominates. So that's what the most of what you're getting there is chocolate. That kind of dominates there. You do get slight pineapple, but there's other flavors, like sometimes these things get mixed with like pear and apple and stuff like that. And it kind of waters down. Kind of waters down the pineapple flavor, which is the case here. Pineapple is usually kind of tart, very acidic, and there's not much acidity to that. So that aspect of the pineapple isn't there. The chocolate is really strong. I don't know. I just feel like if you get those dried sulfured pineapple rings, and they get this really, really satisfying pineapple flavor and everything, that's kind of missing here. It's like a pineapple jelly, but like I said, there's other flavors in there as well that are kind of taken away from the pineapple. So you get the chocolate, and then you get this kind of fruity jelly thing, but not really pineapple. I'm gonna say thumbs on the middle on that one. You're gonna make something where the primary ingredient is supposed to be pineapple. Make it taste like pineapple. Make it over the top pineapple, and they don't really do that. So I'm gonna say thumbs in the middle on that one. So our question was, where did peppers originate? So let's see. Julie said Italia. No, Spain. She corrected herself. No, Spain. Stoner Kitchen said India. Janice said Central or South America, and were first cultivated in Mexico. And Stoner Kitchen said Biltmore Hotel. Now I know he was talking about margarita, where the margarita was. I mean, I'm sorry, Tequila Sunrise. But I like to think he thinks that peppers originated in Biltmore Hotel. That would be funny. But he was in fact talking about Tequila Sunrise. They actually, Janice is correct. It was specifically they're native to Mexico, Central America, the Caribbean, and northern South America. So just like potatoes and pumpkins and everything else, turkeys, everything else that comes here. Like you guys ever go to a Renaissance festival? So the Renaissance period was, I think, in the 1400s in Europe. And so when you go to a Renaissance fair here, they always have turkey legs. You would have not during the Renaissance period in Europe. You would not have turkey legs because there is not a European turkey. You might have had pheasant legs. They might have had pheasant legs. They would not have had. I mean, I'm sorry, peacock. They might have peacock legs. They would not have had turkey legs because turkeys are from the U.S. So turkeys were unknown in Europe until the late 1500s, early 1600s. Just like peppers, just like tomatoes, like everyone thinks. Well, pizza was in fact invented in Italy, but it didn't have tomato sauce on it because tomatoes were unknown in Europe until the late 1500s, early 1600s. So there you go. All right. Look like the raspberry sticks, jelly sticks at Passover. Yeah, a little bit. And it could be raspberry. Like I said, there's other nondescript flavors in there, but that take away from the pineapple taste. So, who knows? Water ships down. Waters ship down. Water ship downs. Yeah, there you go. Will you be having a campechana today? I don't know. That would be awesome. I would love to go out and get a campechana today. So we'll see. But you put that thought in my head, and now it's going to get stuck there. Now I'm going to want to go out and get a campechana because I love that. All right. So I think we have one Trader Joe's left, and this is. Well, I could just do this. Why hold it up, right? This is Trader Joe's natural buffalo jerky. Naturally smoked, sweet and spicy, good source of protein, low fat, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Buffalo raised without added hormones. Now, this is buffalo jerky. So who can tell me, looking at this package, who can tell me what is wrong with this picture? Anybody? Tell me what is wrong with this picture. This is natural buffalo jerky. What is wrong with this picture? Or what is wrong with this product? Why is Trader Joe's lying to us? Yes, Stoner. Yes, Ice Hand. Yes, Janice. You are all correct. It is bison. It is not buffalo, which is a very, very common, I guess, misnomer. Is that people call bison buffalo, and they are not buffalo. They are maybe only distantly related to buffalo. So that brings up an interesting question. So bison are the things that, like when you go to Yellowstone and you see them tossing tourists up in the air, that's a bison. And that's what's in here. It's bison. It's not buffalo. Buffalo is like a water buffalo. Have we done any water buffalo? I don't know that we've done water buffalo. We need to do something with water buffalo in it. I don't know that we ever. Wait, hang on a second. Okay, we have not yet, but I do have an episode that I'm working on. When I was in Colombia, I actually got a buffalo burger, not a bison burger, a buffalo burger. And so that episode should be up shortly or soon. Buffalo burger that I got in Colombia. So the trivia question is, what is the crossbreed of a bison and domestic cattle called? So it's actually a livestock, and they do it for meat. What is the crossbreed of a bison and domestic cattle called? There we go. No, wait, it doesn't have wings. Yeah, if it's a buffalo, it has to have wings. You're absolutely right. And it doesn't have sauce. All right. Ooh, that smells really nice. Ooh, that's a big piece right there. Think I can eat that whole piece? Look, you see the little pepper seeds that are still in there. So that's the sweet and spicy. I'm guessing, let's see, did they say what kind of peppers are in there? Ingredients, buffalo. No, it's bison. Brown sugar, water, salt. Contains 2% or less of sea salt, cultured celery powder, What is that? Granulated garlic, granulated onion, and spices. There's pepper in there. They never specify pepper. Now, if you've never had bison before, no, it doesn't taste like beef. Now, as you know, there's varying textures of jerky. Some of that is like wood, very woody and stringy, right? And you have to like kind of pull it apart. And then some of it is really soft. Like I think Jack Link's. If you ever had Jack Link's jerky, it's like really soft. It doesn't require a lot of chewing. This one's somewhere in between. Now, you do get the sweet right off the bat. And it's kind of like a barbecue sauce sweet. Then you get the spicy, which comes in at the end. Again, there's two kinds of sugar in there, so it should be sweet. When you do get that front, the spicy comes in later. So the more you chew it, the more spice you get. Actually, a really nice level. That texture is between that really kind of woody, stringy texture and that kind of mushy texture. It's somewhere in between there, which is really nice. Really nice flavor. Can taste the bison. Thumbs up. That's a thumbs up. Now they do have some other flavors of jerky, but you know, I don't know that we've done bison before, so I thought we would try that one. So our trivia question was, what is the crossbreed of a bison and domestic cattle called? Let's see. Ice Hand said beefalo. Stoner said bison plus cat, L-E-A, battle. I love that. Probably not right, but I love it. Janice Yamanaka said beefalo. It is, in fact, yes, beefalo. They do call it beefalo. I have not seen a lot of beefalo products. I've not seen a lot of stuff manufactured. I mean, a lot of stuff being sold as beefalo, unless they're pulling the wool over us, and they're giving us beefalo as opposed to bison, or it's beef and they're just calling it, bison or something like that. But I've not actually seen beefalo. Like I'm gonna go some grocery stores, like even Ralph's, which is our local Kroger store. If you go to the meat section, they occasionally have bison, like the fresh bison meat. You can take that home and grill that. I've never seen beefalo. I know they make it. I know that they do raise them, but I've not actually seen them. How does it pair with the beer? That is an excellent question. Do I still have that in my mouth? Let's try the beer. I bet it'd be good because this beer is pretty like not overpowering. Mm-hmm. I think what is, remember I said the beer had sort of a fruitiness to it. You take that fruitiness combined with the sweetness of the bison jerky, those things go together really well. So yeah, the beer does pair really nicely with that jerky. So yeah, there we go. Sprouts has some interesting meats sometimes. Well, it's funny you say that, Stoner, because we do have a snack from Sprouts today. But I agree with you. They do have some interesting meats, especially if you look in the frozen section and everything. I think you can get scrapple there, and scrapple is really hard to find. Do you guys know what scrapple is? Do we ever do a scrapple? We did. I think with Julie, I think we did do a scrapple episode. So if you don't know what scrapple is, you can check out our episode for scrapple. It is a New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania thing. It is made from ground, literally scraps, pork scraps. It's made with pork scraps and pork fat and usually like buckwheat or some sort of grain, but typically buckwheat, because buckwheat has that gray color, so that when you cook it, it comes out with this gray color. But it's amazing if you have that like fried with breakfast with an egg or something. Amazing. No OG today, not yet. He might pop in. I can't speak for him. I don't know. He might pop in later. It would be good to see him, but I never know. I always assume Janice is going to be here one way or another, even if she's in some like national park or a theme park or at a wedding or a funeral. I'm sure she's like, Hey Val, I'm just going to stop in for a minute. Just want to let you know that I'm here and I'll be watching quietly. But it's a funeral, so you know, Janice will always be here. Thank you, Janice. Janice just posted the Scrapple episode, so that's something for you to look at when you have a chance. All right, so we're about the halfway mark because we have 8 snacks today. We just finished 4 snacks, and it's time for our soft drink. Do you guys see that? I'll never get that flip thing correct. Okay, so this is, the company is Evolution Fresh, and this is strawberry vanilla soda, which I thought sounded really interesting, a combination of strawberry vanilla in a soda, but this also has probiotics in it. So Evolution Fresh was founded in 1995 by Jimmy Rosenberg in San Bernardino, California, or San Bernardino, or San Bernardino. Actually, one of my favorite Frank Zappa songs is San Bernardino. They'll spend the rest of their lives down in San Bernardino. That's where they take all the cars that get hurt. Yeah, San Bernardino. In 2011, Evolution Fresh was acquired by Starbucks, so it was a Starbucks product for a while, and then by Bolthouse Farms in 2022. So it is now owned by Bolthouse Farms, but it's still, the product line is still Evolution Fresh. Now, this does have probiotics. Let's see. Fresh take on soda, supports digestive and immune health, real squeezed fruit, pre and probiotics, 5 grams of sugar. I don't know if that's supposed to be good or bad. I think this probably has like stevia in it, which I'm not looking forward to, but the flavors might make up for the fact that it has stevia in it. I think it does. That writing is so tiny, I can't read that. Hang on 1 second. Let's see. Carbonated water, organic juice, strawberry puree, apple. Why do they put apple in there? Raspberry puree, organic. What is that? Organic something. Natural flavors, organic acerola extract, bacillus something or other, which is the bacteria, organic stevia extract. We'll do it anyway. All right. So the question, again, since we were on the subject of San Bernardino, what fast food chain originated in San Bernardino, California? Again, what fast food chain originated in San Bernardino, California? There's probably more than one answer to this, but you know, I'm looking for the obvious one. I don't know how I scrolled off the page here. Val, I made some corned beef hash, mixed it with tomato sauce like a sloppy Joe. Need to give it a name. Was thinking of sloppy Liam. Any suggestions? Ooh, that is weird. That is weird. A corned beef hash. Did you put potato in there? Did you like put a little piece of potato in the corned beef hash? Ice hand. Chloe once forgot the name of sloppy Joe and thought the name was Flapping Freds. Works for me too. I think I was supposed to like mix this up a little bit, but I'm always nervous about doing that when it's carbonated, thinking it's going to blow up on me. I should mix it up a little bit. Oh, it smells nice. It smells like strawberry quick. There's the stevia. For me, I would rather they don't put any sweetener at all instead of putting stevia in there, because it's just, to me, stevia adds this like chemical taste I'm not really big on. That tastes like you put strawberries in a blender, like that's, you know, it tastes like I don't know how else to describe it, like you mashed strawberries. Really, that's what it tastes like. There's really, really strong strawberry taste. The vanilla is a little more subtle. It's not horrible, but I would like it a lot better without that stevia. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have to be honest, but with an open mind, right? So I'm going to say, especially like, okay, here is a, let's do a poll. We're going to do a poll. All right, so there's the poll. And the poll is, do you like the taste of stevia? All right, so that is in our poll. Guys, answer that when you get a chance. I don't. And to me, it tastes like chemical. I know a lot of people who don't mind it at all. I wouldn't say that people like it per se. Like I love the taste of stevia, but and for some people, it hits that mark for having something sweet without having to actually have sugar in it. For me, it's like it doesn't hit that mark because I would just as soon it not be sweet at all rather than to put stevia in it. So I just want to see what fence that you guys are on by the poll. I'm on the fence that I don't like stevia. But here's what I'm going to do for this. For this, I'm going to keep an open mind and I'm going to say, okay, so let's say stevia didn't bother me, right? And I guess you guys have to do the same thing if it's like a cilantro kind of thing, right? Or licorice kind of thing. So for me, I'm not really crazy about stevia. I don't really like it, but I'm going to judge this on the flavor outside of the flavor of stevia on there, and the fact, and just understand that they're going with stevia in there so they can keep it like 0 calories or whatever. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up, trending downward slightly. Again, I'm ignoring the stevia. So I'm going to say thumbs up, trending downward slightly. I love the strawberry flavor in that. It's like strawberry puree. I mean, it really just tastes like somebody put strawberries in a blender and just drank that. Yeah, it really has that flavor. It's nicely carbonated, but the vanilla is just a little bit muted, and I think they could just bump the vanilla up a little bit, and it would be really, really nice. And I could enjoy this even if it didn't have vanilla in it. But the fact is that they do advertise it as strawberry and vanilla. So I'm looking for the vanilla flavor. It's really hard to find. So that's why it's thumbs up, trending downward a little bit, because they need to amp up the vanilla, and I'm ignoring the stevia. So thumbs up, trending downward on that. So our trivia question, what fast food chain originated in San Bernardino, California? Let's see. Janice said maybe Baker's. Did anybody else guess? I haven't seen anyone else guess. Janice was the only one who guessed. Now, Janice, Baker's is not a very widespread chain, but it is a chain, and it's very possible that it is from San Bernardino. Oh, okay. There's Big Gucci Soldier Mike just entered the room and threw in his guess, which was Del Taco. It is not Del Taco. Del Taco originated in, what is that town? The one that's by Yermo. The original one was in Yermo, and then the oldest one is in Barstow, California. So that's where Del Taco originated, in Barstow, California. Not San Bernardino. Let's see. Anybody else throw one out there? No? Okay. McDonald's. McDonald's was in San Bernardino, California. I think, if I'm not mistaken, both Matt and I, one for Reckless Eating, one for Trippy Food, actually did an episode at the original McDonald's, the location of the original McDonald's. It is no longer a McDonald's. It's now a McDonald's museum, the location of the original McDonald's in San Bernardino, California. So that's what I was looking for. You might be right about Baker's. I'm not sure. Look up higher, and I said McDonald's. Oh, I saw you said maybe Baker's. That's what I was looking. Oh, yeah, you did say McDonald's before that. Yeah, so it is, in fact, McDonald's. And if you, again, I'm pretty sure we did an episode there at it's a McDonald's museum in at the original McDonald's location in San Bernardino, California. Now, another thing that's in San Bernardino, California is called the Mitla Cafe, MITLA, the Mitla Cafe. And the significance of the Mitla Cafe has, not by itself, it's a Mexican, like a, I don't know if you'll call it like a bar and grill kind of place, but it's essentially a Mexican restaurant, the Mitla Cafe, the Mexican restaurant. The significance that has with fast food is that even though Taco Bell was not originally founded in San Bernardino, California, Glenn Bell, who founded Taco Bell, was basically copying his menu from Meat La Cafe, which it was in San Bernardino, California. So that's the tie-in that San Bernardino has in with Taco Bell, is that Glenn Bell used to eat at the Meat La Cafe and basically like the menu at Meat La Cafe and try to do that on fast food basis with the original Taco Bell. So hopefully, a little trivia for you. All right, did I miss anything? I did. I hope I gave Big Gucci Sojo Mike a proper welcome. Now he did mention Del Taco, and again, the original Del Taco, the first Del Taco, it was in Yermo, California. I'm pretty sure we have an episode from that as well. So we went to both the original Del Taco location, which is not a Del Taco anymore, but the oldest Del Taco is in Barstow, California, and we did go there as well. So we went to the oldest Del Taco and the original Del Taco, which was in Yermo, California. Also, with Janice and with Matt Zion, we went to Janice, help me out. The place that was originally Del Taco before it was Del Taco. There's like three of them. Thank you, Janice. Noggles. We went to Noggles, which was I guess the first restaurant before it became Del Tacos. It was Noggles, and they'd been around for a while, and now they're back. So use your words. That's right. Fun fact: Phoenix had the first McDonald's franchise, not the first McDonald's, but the first franchise location. Yeah, I thought it was somewhere in the Midwest, like Illinois or something. Stoner. I could be wrong. That happens frequently. All right, so here is our Evolution Fresh Strawberry Vanilla Probiotic Soda and our Enegren Brewing Company Tchöner Tag hefeweizen. Let's see how this works. I have a feeling it's not going to be too bad because, again, that beer has kind of a fruity taste to it. The strawberry smell really comes in after I pour that beer in. I really get that strong strawberry smell. All right. Again, I have to be unbiased. I think that together these go well. Again, there's a fruitiness to that beer. It doesn't have that strong alcohol taste, so it doesn't clash with this. But for some reason, it accentuates that stevia taste, and it's not good. So, or I don't like it. Let's put it that way. Steve Russell has just snuck into the room. Welcome, Steve. Good to see you again. I'm glad you could make it. You're right, Jules. The stevia is still in these. Hi, Doodle. Look, it's Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. Hi. You want to come up, Doodle? You want to come up? You can't have any of this because there's alcohol in it, and puppies can't have alcohol. Well, you're not a puppy. You're 5 years old, so you're a dog. But, you know, I didn't mean to sound disparaging when I said dog. I think if that soda didn't have stevia in it, it would be good. But for some reason, after I put the beer in there, it accentuates the taste of stevia, and me no like it. No, that's a hard no for me. But I'm gonna say I'm not gonna give it a hard no. So for me personally, I'm gonna say a hard no. For the two things mixed together flavor wise, I'm gonna say thumbs in the middle because it's actually decent with that strawberry flavor mixed with the fruitiness of the beer. It's actually pretty good. So there we go. Hope all is well. Well, hope all is well. So let's go back to our poll, and our poll was, do you like the taste of stevia? 62% said no. That's a whopping 62%. I'm going to let that run, and so I'll let it run to the end of the live stream. He's like, he's demanding to be pet, but he undid my little bracelet here. And again, I got two bracelets on. So this one is from Colombia, so I just feel like wearing a Colombian bracelet. And this one, I think I've talked about it earlier. This was Doodle's original collar, which got too small for his neck. So I wear it kind of as a bracelet. Isn't that right, Doodle? Isn't that right? You want to come up here? I'm gonna come here. All right, time for another snack. I mean, not for you, Doodle. Let's see. How many did I give you so far? I gave you 2 small pieces. I'm gonna give you one more. Just one more, okay? One more. That's it. And no more snacks. Because you can't fill up on snacks. God, I talk to him like he's a little kid. No, can't fill up on snacks, Doodle. Senor Grover, he does look like Grogu. Doodle Yodakins. That's it. One little piece. And off he goes. All right. Time for another snack. All right, let's see. I used to hate artificial sweeteners, but have come around, helped me lose some weight. Yeah, of course. But Stoner, see, my preference is don't sweeten it at all. You know, I think there's very few things that I think need to be sweetened. Now, I would say like this tea that I'm drinking, I put a little bit of honey in it, but I put that honey in it for my throat, just so I can talk for 2 hours and not have any issues with that. Not that I have issues with it, but you know, just in case. And I do love that tea. So you know, I usually use honey. It depends on what I'm making, and I think it needs to be sweet. Some stuff I'll add maple syrup to. Very seldom times I actually add actual sugar to it. Sometimes brown sugar. It depends on like if I'm making a recipe and it calls for it, then I put it in there. You know, if it calls for it. I think I did a couple of things with Matt. I think we did the strawberry tacos. When we did the strawberry tacos, it required powdered sugar, and so you know, so I did use powdered sugar. So I don't typically use sweeteners, but when I do, it depends on what I'm trying to sweeten up. All right. Anyways, so we are at 2:30. We have half an hour left, and we've got 4 snacks left. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I mean, typically we got 2 hours, so we try to do 4 snacks per hour. Now we have 4 snacks left for the half hour, but I think we can do this thing. Greetings to Old Guy in Colorado, if in here. He is not in here today. For some reason, he has not joined us today. So, Tom, if you're watching this after the fact, sorry we missed you, and hope you had a great weekend. So let's see, what do we got left here? I'm going to try to do some mild stuff and work our way up into the spicy stuff. I think how much of this is spicy? Got 2 somewhat mild ones and 2 spicy ones. All right, let's do these next. These look interesting. They look basic, but they do look interesting. Let's see. Can I get this closer? Without spilling everything? I'm going to go ahead and say no, I can't. But, you know, we'll give it a shot. All right. These, let's see. Hang on a second. Bear with me 1 second. I need to consolidate a little bit so I can find stuff here. All right. So these, the company name is Made in Nature. These are Made in Nature puffed veggies. The only ingredient here are vegetables. So if you look in the ingredient list, it says organic yellow tomato, organic cherry tomato, organic onion, organic red pepper. And there it says they're puffed. We're going to find out what puffed actually means, but they're puffed. So these Made in Nature started as a small pear farm near Mount Hood, Oregon, by Doug Brent in 1989. And then apparently the vegetables were grown on the farm and everything. And it was something that expanded from there. So these are, I think we have some prunes that are also that same brand of prunes. I just recognize it by the label. So because these were from a small pear farm near Mount Hood, Oregon, our trivia question is going to be about Mount Hood. So the question is, what film features exterior shots filmed at Mount Hood's Timberline Lodge? Again, what film features exterior shots filmed at Mount Hood's Timberline Lodge? Mount Hood is in Melrose, not Oregon. Say what? No, that's a different Mount Hood. That's the Mount Hood that you can go sledding down. You don't want to go sledding down Mount Hood in Oregon because it's 12,000 feet and it's mostly rock. So although they do have year-round skiing on Mount Hood. They have a couple of glaciers on Mount Hood. Mount Hood is considered an active volcano. I think it was like the 1970s or 1980s. They had venting from it. So that's why they consider it an active volcano. They have not had like a volcanic eruption per se. At some point in time, the top of that mountain could blow off, just like Mount St. Helens, but it has not yet. So if you're in Portland, Oregon, you can see Mount Hood. It's not that far away from Portland, Oregon. And you can see Mount Hood. Very, very beautiful. And it's definitely shaped like a volcano when it comes to that, that almost perfect peak. But so if you've not visited, it's worth a trip up there. You can drive up to the halfway mark. So you can drive up to up to where Timberline Lodge is. That's at the 6,000 foot level, I think. So you're at the halfway point, 6,000 feet, and the mountain itself is 12,000. It looks like if you wanted to climb it, it looks like it would be a relatively easy climb because it's like gradual slope. So you don't have a lot of like these, things like that. It looks like it would be easy to climb. Maybe a little bit treacherous because of ice and stuff, but other than that, it looks like a pretty easy climb. Must be nice to drive up a mountain like that. Well, Jules, if we ever go to Portland again, we'll take you up to Mount Hood. So there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and try these. They smell like carrots. They shouldn't smell like carrots, but they do. Let's see. I'm not going to do a red pepper because we did a red pepper on those other ones. So let's see. Let's see if we can find a tomato. Here's a tomato. Here's a couple of tomatoes. You ready for the ASMR on this? Those are puffed. That's true, Jules. There aren't. So most people don't know this, right? But there's this rumor that the tallest mountain in New England, I think on the East Coast, is supposed to be Mount Washington in New Hampshire. But as it turns out, Mount Washington doesn't exist. Julie and I have looked for it several times, and it just does not exist. I don't know. Maybe it did at one point in time. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. That is really, really good. Now, these are dried or organic. They're puffed, right? And so the question is, I will try the pepper. Now, the benefit to this is over the other ones, the dried red and yellow peppers, bell peppers, is that this one, the skin of the pepper is it's like almost like paper, but it kind of breaks apart. You can put the thing on your mouth and the whole thing just dissolves. And so you don't get the skin like stuck in your teeth. The other thing that's kind of odd about this is that it's dried, right? So you would think that it would lose a lot of its flavor, but when it reconstitutes in your mouth, it's like it almost has more flavor than the fruit itself. And yes, I did say fruit because tomato is a fruit and pepper is a fruit. They're a fruit. Even though it says organic puffed veggies, they are not veggies, they are fruits. A carrot is a fruit as a veggie. Let's see, are any of these veggies? Onion. Yeah, onion is a veggie. But tomatoes and peppers, they are fruit. Let's see, let's get an onion in here. Those other two were good. Let's find us an onion. I'm gonna have to pour this whole thing out just to find an onion. And maybe that's an onion. There's no yellow pepper. Oh, that could be a cherry tomato. I don't see anything that looks like an onion. Oh, here's onion. That's obviously onion. That's onion. Yeah. Yes. So that is so weird because you would think in that dried format where it just falls apart in your mouth that you would lose a lot of that flavor. And that flavor just seems accentuated. It seems like it's more flavorful than eating the fresh vegetable itself or fresh fruit itself. That's a big thumbs up. Those are awesome. Those are really, really good. I'm surprised. All right, let's go back to our question. Our question was, what film features exterior shots filmed at Mount Hood's Timberline Lodge? And let's see. Julie said Twilight. Janice Yamanaka said The Shining. Ice Hand said The Shining. Let's see, were there any other guesses? Please forgive me if... Oh, no, not Washington. Okay, doesn't look like there's any other guesses. You are correct. It is The Shining. So the exterior shots of the hotel itself are from The Shining. I think they also filmed. There's a hotel in Colorado where they filmed some exterior shots, and then all the interior shots are on a soundstage. So none of the interior shots are from an actual hotel. They're all on a soundstage, which I think was in England, like Shepperton Studios or something along those lines. I made a crab cake topper of brown mustard and a kiss of mayo and green onions. Oh my God, that sounds so good. That sounds really good. Now, did you make the crab cakes from scratch, Jules, or did you buy like frozen crab cakes, or did you make it from like crab? I want to see Val make and try jail spread. Stoner, put it in the suggestion box. So if you go to our community tab, and the community tab is a posting called suggestion box. Go to the suggestion box, put it in the suggestion box. I don't see why not. Somebody else suggested that too. Actually, it was somebody who had been in jail and suggested that I make jail spread. So I might consult them to help me make jail spread. Had lobster and scallop cake. Wait, had lobster and scallop cake as well? Lobster and scallop cake. I never heard of that. I'm too pretty for jail. Bought them at Market Basket, where you got more for your $1. I didn't wear the T-shirt today. All right, let's do another snack. Let's see, we're 2:36. Time's a waste. All right, let's see. Let's do our other somewhat mellow one, as long as we're on the subject of onions. So let's see. This is from Stellar Snacks. Stellar Snacks is the company, and these are Stellar Maui Monk Pretzel Braids. These are vegan. Now, you would think that something like this, where the only ingredients are vegetables, no other ingredients, that it would have a vegan label, and it does. It does not. It has a gluten-free label, it has a kosher label, it has a USDA organic label, and it has a non-GMO label. But it does not have a vegan label on it. It's not saying that it's vegan at all, which is really bizarre. The only ingredients are vegetables. How can this not be vegan? But it is what it is. Maybe it's made in a location in a facility that also does lamb eyeballs or something. I don't really know. All right, so these are Stellar pretzels, Stellar Snacks. They're Maui Monk Pretzel Braids. Pretzel braids. The Maui is from the onion, because the Maui sweet onion. So there's Maui sweet onion in it, and the monk is from monk fruit. So they use monk fruit to sweeten it. So let's see, ingredients, also very, very tiny. The ingredients are enriched wheat flour. I haven't had that much of that beer. And enriched wheat flour, malted barley flour, canola oil, vegan butter, malt tapioca blend, sea salt, onion and garlic powder, natural flavor, raw cane sugar, citric acid, monk fruit extract. Contains wheat. Now, monk fruit, again, is one of those stevias, right? It's an artificial sweetener. It's hard to call it an artificial sweetener, but if you consider it, it's not sugar. It's an artificial sweetener. So it is made from monk fruit. And I haven't had a lot of stuff with monk fruit, so we'll see if monk fruit tastes like, it has that chemical taste like stevia does. I don't know. So again, this is from Stellar Snacks, and Stellar Snacks was founded in 2019 by Elizabeth and Gina Galvin in Carson City, Nevada. So as long as we're on the subject of Maui onions, where did the sweet onion originate? Again, where did the sweet onion originate? So you have Vidalia onions, which I think are from Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Vidalia onions, which are sweet onions, they're from Georgia. There's a Texas sweet onion. I think it's called like a 1615 or no, what is it? It's a 615 or something. I can't remember. It has a number in it. There's sweet Texas onions, and you have Maui onions. But where did the sweet onion actually originate? That's our trivia question. I love pretzels, so I hope this doesn't disappoint me. They might be going for sweetness on here, but it is onion. Very crunchy. Now, it's not this. The monk fruit doesn't seem as offensive as the stevia, but at the same time, there's also that sweetness in there. Almost tastes like it doesn't belong. Must have braids. My hair's too short for braids. The Fazoli's that just opened near me was packed to the gills. Thought I heard OG grunt and shake his belly in the distance. Here's a weird thing. So when you first take a bite of it, you get that burst of onion. So you do get that on the initial bite. You get that onion flavor on that first bite. But the more you eat it, the more that goes away. Now, what I'm guessing is coming from the monk fruit is there is a sweetness in there, but it doesn't taste like a sweet onion sweetness. It doesn't taste like a sweetness from the onion. It tastes like an added sweetness to it. However, it's not chemical. It's kind of fruity. So maybe it's like to take the kick out of the onion, whatever kick there is in the onion, and it's to tame that a little bit. Nice texture on that. Kind of a weird texture. It's not like as crunchy as a regular pretzel, but there's some crunchiness to it and everything. That's actually pretty good. I'm going to give that a thumbs up. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And the monk fruit to me is not offensive. Again, it would be one of those things that I would have to put that aside, put my bias aside, and say, if the monk fruit tastes weird, I have to ignore that because people are just using it as a sweetener or something. It's not bad. So if you don't, even if you don't like that chemical taste of the stevia, that's not bad. I was going to get a thumbs up. So our question was, what was our question? Oh, where did the sweet onion originate? So let's see. What the guesses were. There were no guesses. Oh, Janice said Texas. That was it. That looks like the only guess. No, actually, Janice, they did not originate in Texas. There were seeds for sweet onions that were brought to Texas. So that variety of sweet onion, the Texas sweet onion, were probably the earliest of the sweet onions that come from the United States. So you